What's good, y'all? First and foremost, y'all already know I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. As you can see from the title, we got Michael Wilbon up today, man. If you're a sports fanatic like me, man, you know who Michael Wilbon is. He's been on ESPN forever. He's the co-host of that show, Pardon the Interruption. Well, today, he was on First Take. And I ain't going front. He went right at the NFL. He went right at their neck, B. Word. Called them out. Told them blatantly, y'all liars. Y'all be lying about caring about player safety. That's what he said. You know what I'm saying? I ain't said, that's what he said. You feel me? Now, do I agree? I might agree with that. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't going front. I actually might agree with that, man. But the reason he called them out, you know what I mean, is because they've been discussing adding an 18th game to the schedule for a few months now, maybe even a few years. But if y'all remember, like I remember, they added a 17th game a few years back. You understand what I'm saying? So being that y'all adding all these games to the schedule, but y'all not really taking into account player safety and players' health, how can both things be true? Can both things be true? Can the NFL actually care about player health and player safety, but at the same time increase revenue by adding all these games along with the preseason and playoffs and Super Bowl? Can both things be true? Y'all let me know, man. But Michael Wilbon, he was on one today, man. He made an appearance on First Take. You know what I mean? And he really went at the NFL, went at the executives, and told them blatantly out front, yo, don't lie. Feel me? Stop lying. You know what I'm saying? We don't believe you. You need more people. Don't come to me talking about y'all care about player safety. As we all know, CTE has been running rampant through former players for some years now. You know what I'm saying? CTE has been a major issue for retired and former NFL players for some years now, to the point where they literally had to take the NFL to court, if I'm not mistaken, on a few occasions to have their health benefits looked at, their treatment, their health care after life in the NFL addressed and analyzed to see if they was receiving proper care. You get what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna do too much more jaw japping, man. Let's get into this clip and check out what Michael Wilbon had to say, and then we gonna rap about it on the back end. You know what I mean? But before we do that, I also want to say this, being that we talking about health and wellness. Please take care of yourself. What's today? Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Happy hump day. If you working a 9 to 5, you out there getting to it, trying to take care of you and yours, please take care of yourself, because your family can't do nothing without you being healthy. They not going to be able to rely on you. You understand? The same way these professional athletes, their family relies on them to provide and take care of them, the same goes for the average person getting out there every day and trying to handle their business. You feel me? And from me to you, I just want to say I see you, salute, you feel me? Take care of yourself. I love you. Let's get into it.
The NIL of it all is fascinating. I'm for players doing whatever they want. And here's what angers me about the league, okay? Angers me. For anybody to point out they're more banged up, no league lies publicly like the NFL. No entity in this country lies as thoroughly, as convincingly, and as successfully as the NFL to try to sell we care about health and player safety. They do not. As they try to add an 18th game after adding a 17th game, it's a lie. It's a fraud. It's the NFL, and people aren't going to call them out on it usually. People just want their football. And whatever the NFL is selling, we as a culture will buy it. Injured and beat up? Of course they're injured and beat up. They're playing more games in college. College football is now, if you go through and they want to add an extra round, what are you going to play, a 16 or 17 game?
No doubt.
College football season. Not to mention the workouts, the private coaches. There is no off time. There is no recovery time. You're seeing that in every sport, not just the NFL. But by the time they get there and then you add this, I got to hear this from the NFL. If I hear one person, don't ever say to my face if you're an NFL executive or a club executive, oh, we care about health and player safety. You do not, as you try to add a game. And of course, the union goes along with it because there's too much money to say no to. But then just be honest about it. Say what, I had a journalism professor that said, say what you mean and mean what you say. The NFL doesn't care about player safety. So half those things pointed out are just like, okay, this is a great shock to the system. And so the NFL should make all the money in the world from every network, streaming service, everything else. But NIL is the devil?
Wow. And there you have it. Yours truly, Michael Wilbon in rare form, B. He called them dudes liars, man. Blatantly called them out for lying about caring about player safety and players' health. I mean, what y'all think, man? What y'all think? You think the NFL give a damn? Be honest, yo. They don't give a fuck, bro. You know, the sad thing is, it's not really funny, right? But you got, sometimes the world we live in nowadays, you got to laugh to keep from crying, man. You really do. We got to be real when it comes to situations like this. The NFL is a mega conglomerate who only cares about their bottom line, if we being honest, right? They'll pretend to care about players' safety and players' health, right? Because they need to hold on to the fan base, right? They need to hold on to that fan base that provides them with so much revenue. And that's all it really comes down to. We can't disrespect the fans. We can't ignore the fans' concerns when we're faced with them, because then we'll lose money. That's really all it's about, yo. You know what I'm saying? And Michael Wilbon, he called them out on it. And I just applaud him for that. You know what I'm saying? Again, being that the NFL draft is tomorrow, and there's a lot of young men coming into the league looking to change the trajectory of their families' lives for the future, create generational wealth possibly. But at the same time, what about your health? You know what I mean? The old saying, health is wealth. That is so underrated. That saying is so underrated. It became cliche, but would you want $1 million or $100 million, $1 billion, if you can't even walk straight? You can't formulate a sentence. You don't remember your children's names. What's the trade-off? What would you do? What would you do? What are the risks you're willing to take in order to be financially well off? Would you literally put your health on the line, your future health and well-being on the line, to be a billionaire? Y'all let me know, man. Take care of yourself. One.